You're watching a special edition of Real Orange on KOCE and the OC channel. I'm Ed Arnold. KOCE has invited the top two candidates vying for the 47th Congressional District to join us here in our studios for two 30-minute debates. I'm joined by Republican Assemblyman Tran and incumbent Democratic Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez. Both candidates have opening statements. Assemblyman Tran will go first.
Well, once again, thank you, Ed, for the opportunity. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Unlike my opponent, the Congresswoman, in the previous segment, in 14 years that she's been a member of Congress, she got to report back to our constituents through teleprompter. And of course, going through campaign talking points and attack points. It's very unfortunate because she should, as I should as well, run on the issues that the people care about. The neighbors and the residents of the 47th Congressional District cares about, and that is jobs and the economy. Well, in the 14 years, as a matter of fact, that Loretta has been a member of Congress representing this area, she only passed one bill, and that is to name a post office in Santa Ana. And that is something that we're not very proud of with the 14 years that she's been a member of Congress. Run on your issue instead of running away from it.
Congresswoman Sanchez, your opening remarks.
Thank you, Ed, for inviting me once again this evening to debate. And thanks to those of you who are tuning in from home. You know, my friends and family often ask me, Loretta, why do you work so hard? And the answer is simple. And I think it's best illustrated by a handwritten note that I received years ago from a wonderful man named Richard Corey. He says, Loretta, I am a homeowner who drives a truck for a living. I like Harleys, and I'm a grandfather. On election day, you knocked on my door, and with a big smile, you asked me to vote for you. I said I was going to pass. But after you left, I thought long and hard about it, so I cleaned up and I went down to vote for you. I have followed your career, and you can be proud. You work for the poor and middle class like me, and you fight for jobs. I am now 65 and have retired on Social Security. It's time to go fishing. And I know you will keep fighting for me and the people who have worked all their lives to build this country. I promised Richard in 1996 that I would fight for him and all of those like him who make Orange County the most wonderful place in America. Mr. Corey of Garden Grove, I think of you and the workers of Orange County every day. And I intend to keep fighting for you, for your children, and for your grandchildren.
Thank you both for your opening remarks. Now we move to the questions. Each candidate will be given time to answer the same question. The candidate who is asked to deliver the answer first will be allowed a 30-second response at the end of their opponent's answer. We'll be adjusting the allotted times toward the end of the debate, depending on how well we stick to the schedule. Our first question will be for Assemblyman Tran. Border security and how the U.S. deals with migrant workers who enter this nation illegally has been an ongoing topic of debate. Frustrated with what is seen as a lack of federal enforcement, Arizona passed laws of its own to try and curtail illegal immigration. In Orange County, Costa Mesa declared itself a rule of law city and wants to empower the city's police force to screen for illegal immigrants. What needs to be done at the federal level to secure our border with Mexico and increase enforcement of immigration laws that are already on the books?
Definitely border security is one of the top priorities that the U.S. Congress must address and should address. And once again, with a failed leadership in which our Congresswoman has been in office for 14 years, has yet to address. And it's very unfortunate because we, as Americans, wanted this issue to be resolved, of course, within the framework of the law, but also with humanity and dignity to those who are affected. Border security needs to be addressed because there are so many terrorists or terrorist activities that's happening outside the country that can come through if we do not protect our border, as well as drugs. So there are many issues that we need to address, and the federal Congress has failed, and Loretta has been a part of that.
Okay, Congresswoman Sanchez, the same question for you.
I believe we're a nation of immigrants. And it's so true here in Orange County, where we have people from all over the world wanting to live here in Orange County. And you know, we have been working hard. I believe that the real solution to all of this is a comprehensive immigration reform package. Now, what would that include? It would begin by securing our borders. In fact, you know, in the last 5 years, we've increased our border patrol from 4,000 people to 20,000 people in that border patrol. It also is to create a path to residency, not amnesty, because we would provide legal status that requires immigrants to pay fees, to learn English, to get in line. It would cause them to have responsibility. And I hope that Mr. Tran will finally have the courage to say whether he opposes a path to legal status for those here illegally. Third, we need to expand the visa program for the future. First, we have jobs for Americans, and then if we need, we should have other workers be able to come here. We should be true to the Statue of Liberty. You know, in my office, we help people all the time who come in with a lot of their immigration issues, including a lot of the Vietnamese community. All immigrant communities are welcome here. They have to get in line, and we should have a program for them.
Senator Tran, you have 30 seconds to acknowledge.
Well, of course, as an immigrant myself from Vietnam, I'm a first-generation immigrant, and I understand what it takes. And Loretta, once again, 14 years, lots of talks, lots of press releases, but no results. You know, it happens now that she talks about border security and the immigration process and all of that, but where have you been, Loretta, for the past 14 years? Where is the leadership of your party and your president, Mr. Barack Obama, when he has the opportunity right now?
Thank you, Senator. Now, Congresswoman Sanchez, you touched on it very briefly. Illegal immigration is literally a generational issue in the United States. Children who are born here to parents who are undocumented. Now, in these cases, some people have called for amnesty, as you mentioned, instead of breaking up families in the deportation process. But what should be done to solve this problem?
Again, we are a nation of immigrants. I think we need to consider what we do with respect to our nation. First of all, we're a sovereign nation. We should decide who comes in and out. That's what nations do. But there are some things that are important about this. First of all, family values. We should keep families united, not pry them apart. That's wrong. Homeland security. We need to know who's coming in and out of our country. And our economy. You know and I know that a lot of these people coming here are coming here for jobs because they need jobs. And there are jobs here to be had that they will take. So let's be clear. I am for a comprehensive immigration reform. Criminal aliens should be deported, but people who are here, who are deacons in our church, people who are PTA mothers, they might be the soccer coach on your team, on your kids' team. These people should be here. We need to make a process that works. It's important for our country to do that. And my proposal calls for a path to legal status that holds illegals responsible but points the way to do it right. This is not amnesty. It's pragmatic and it has compassion. And Assemblyman Van Tran won't give us a clear answer on this issue.
Assemblyman Tran, the same question to you.
Well, let me revert that back. I mean, Loretta has 14 years of leadership on this issue, and yet it's a failed leadership. We both represent a large immigrant community, and yet where has she been? She has been AWOL on this issue. Yes, I agree with the legal immigration process. As an immigrant myself, we have to create